Mahi, guarded by Diabate as Graves comes straight away for a screen. Mahi now, a mismatch against Garrison. Couple of crossovers. He's going to step back and try a three, and that one rainbows in. High arcing three there from Elijah Mahi. Gets down. Mahi with 17 now to lead the Broncos. Broncos trailing by one, 53-52 with 10:15 to go in the second half. Graves to Mahi over the line as Mahi's got it straight away. He's got a mismatch against Dent. Mahi backing down Dent in the right post. Fakes the shot a couple of times, now puts a shoulder in him, and then a tough shot through contact, drops through, and the Broncos are back within one. It's 19-18 with under 7 to play in the first half. Sash Gavaluga from the left wing goes to Darlin at the logo. Hammond an open right wing three ball. You bet. Broncos get their first three of the day and their first lead of the game at 11-10 with 14:10 to play in the first half. Napper gets a screen from Aboye, now swings it to Aboye, who hands it off to Hammond. Hammond inside, lob up for Aboye with the jam on the alley-oop. Shaw takes a seat for Rory Hawk for St. Mary's as the Broncos trail by 3, 21-18 with 6:20 to go in the first half. Sash Gavalugov on the right wing for Santa Clara. Gets the pass to Hammond in the right corner. Hammond's going to try a three, and that rattles home. 7-1 Buki Aboye in the middle for Santa Clara, the 6'11 Isaac Jack for Pacific. Here's the tip, and Aboye wins it for the Broncos, and Brenton Napper carries up the court to start us off. Napper, quick acceleration towards the right wing. Hands off to Mahi. Mahi driving left inside, layup off glass, and just rolls out off the rim. Battle for the rebound, grabbed by Ensminger, put back, goes in around the rim and in, and the Broncos, 15 seconds in, lead it 2-0 over Pacific.
Elijah Mahi already showing his ability to be physical in the paint and not scared to push through 2 to 3 defenders.
Jaden Clayton, the point guard out there for Pacific. Him and Kuzbliskas split time early in the season, but Clayton's consistency has won him the job. And he's got it on the right wing with 13 to shoot for Pacific. Route from the left wing, drives left inside on Ensminger, spinning out. Bounce pass inside to Jack. Jack, righty jump hook around Aboye, goes around the rim and out, and Christian Hammond the board there for Santa Clara. Broncos back in Pacific's end. Hammond from the left wing, moves in towards the free throw line. Now back out to Aboye. He'll try a left wing three, and he delivers from deep, and the Broncos lead it 5-0 a minute into the game.
And sometimes it takes him a little bit longer to get hot, especially for those shots around the arc, but already at the start of this game, it's going to be a good one.
Jaden Clayton with it on the right wing for Pacific. Now backs out towards the logo where he's guarded by Napper. Clayton driving left, spins back around, now tries to go right. A bounce pass to Wainwright in the right corner as Wainwright now drives inside, kick out. Clayton left wing three, goes around the rim and out, and Jake Ensminger the defensive board for Santa Clara. Ensminger carries across the midline and gets it to Napper on the right wing, who goes to Aboye straight away, who hands right back to Napper. Now Mahi from the left wing for three, and that falls just short off the left of the rim, and TJ Wainwright the rebound there for Pacific. Wainwright pushing the pace the other way, drives left, puts up the floater, that goes short, and Aboye tips the rebound to Jake Ensminger for the Broncos, and Santa Clara head back towards Pacific's end, up 5-0, 2 minutes into the game. Ensminger from the left corner, swings to Mahi at the logo. Now back to Ensminger on the left wing. Ensminger tried to drive left on Jack and kicks back out to Mahi on the left wing. Mahi drives left on Rochelin, fakes the shot and traveled down low before he could get the bounce pass out to Ensminger as he just dragged his foot. And so Pacific get the turnover and inbound from their own baseline with 7:51 to play in the first half.
Both teams definitely starting to speed up this pace in order to find that rhythm that each one of them can, but it's definitely going to be more beneficial for Santa Clara if they're able to start this game strong.
Yeah, Broncos are a team that plays much faster than Pacific. Santa Clara 55th in the nation in pace. Pacific 336th, according to Ken Palm. Rochelin with it on the left wing for the Tigers. Tigers still looking for their first points of the game as Ralph drives down the baseline, now spins inside, gets it to Rochelin, and his layup is blocked from behind by Mahi. Out of bounds towards the Santa Clara baseline, and with 6 to shoot, Pacific will inbound from the left side of the Bronco baseline. Clayton over to inbound. Broncos a 5-0 lead over Pacific with 17:27 to play in the first half. Clayton into Wainwright on the left wing. He lines up a three, and that falls short off the front of the rim, and Aboye right there for the defensive board for Santa Clara. Ensminger on the left wing on the other end for the Broncos. Swings to Aboye at the logo, hands back off to Jake. Jake driving left. Now picks up his dribble and finds Mahi towards the logo, who swings to Napper on the right wing. Now Hammond from the right wing. Drives inside towards the paint, puts up the righty jump hook, and gets it to go. And the Broncos lead 7-0 over Pacific, 3 minutes into the first half. Clayton to carry up the court for Pacific. Full court press here from Napper, and Clayton tumbles to the ground as he lost an edge. And a foul is going to get called against Brent Napper. And Pacific will inbound from the hash just to the left of their bench.
These are the opportunities when you can start talking about the rest of the tournament in the way that you play with fouls and the way that you play defense. You don't want to get too many fouls this early in the game. Yeah,
and Herb Sendek really emphasizes defense this year. They completely changed their scheme to focus on forcing turnovers, and that's what they do well. Pacific, though, have yet to turn it over. They've done a good job taking care of it, as Jack almost lost it there in the right post, but he gets the handoff to Clayton. Clayton cross course to Rochelin in the left corner, and he delivers on a three. Pacific get their first points of the evening. Broncos up 4, 7-3 with 16:20 to play in the first half. Hammond inside. Floater, too strong off back iron, and Pacific the rebound. Wainwright pushing the pace the other way, lays it up in and off glass with the left. And so Pacific have cut the Broncos lead to 2, 7-5 Santa Clara with 4 minutes gone by in the first half.
Despite being a much slower team, they are definitely looking to up the pace today, and it's benefiting them this far.
Elijah Mahi posting up Rochelin down low, loses it as he got stripped by Wainwright. Pacific coming back the other way as Clayton's got it on the left wing. Clayton now over to Wainwright, who gets it to Jack in the left post. Jack trying to back down to Boyer, loses the handle, now picks it back up. Jack still with the dribble, hands off to Wainwright, who tried to get a bounce pass inside to Jack, and that one went off the foot of, I believe, Christian Hammond, out of bounds. So that'll take us to our first media timeout of the game. Santa Clara lead Pacific 7-5 with 15:33 to play in the first half. You're listening to Santa Clara Broncos basketball on KSCU Santa Clara.
And Santa Clara is in its first WCC title game since 07, like you said, and they're trying to win their first title game since 1993, which is amazing.
Right, and try and make their first NCAA tournament since 1996.
Yep.
I mean, you would imagine with their win over St. Mary's yesterday, they're probably locked in for, you would think maybe at least a 10 or an 11 seed, but it never hurts to secure it. I do want to ask you, though, about Herb Sendek. I mean, I know now you're working for ESPN, et cetera, but you still keep up with this Broncos team.
Oh, yeah.
As a guy that started really with Herb Sendek when he got started, now 10 years later, what are your thoughts on kind of the development of the program and just how far that they've gotten now with a team that is as deep as it is this year?
It's amazing. I think back to so his first year was my junior year. I mean, first off, I went through those final couple of years of the Kerry Keating era. And look, Santa Clara had some decent seasons under Kerry Keating. They won a CIT championship, which is nothing to sneeze about, but they never sniffed NCAA tournament at-large contention. And in Herb's first year, he basically had the whole team that was there prior. A guy named Jared Brownridge, who's before your time. He's one of the great players in Santa Clara history. I consider him a good friend of mine. He kind of led the 2016-17 team in that first season, and he was incredible. He actually nearly knocked off the Zags in Vegas single-handedly in the WCC semifinals my junior year. But I remember thinking, okay, well, let's see what year two brings. And unfortunately, they went backwards in year two on my senior year. It was really disappointing. They lost a Pepperdine team that was seeded below them in the tournament in round one, and obviously that was tough.
I was just going to say, I got it right here, 17-16 in 2016 and then 11-20.
I knew they went backwards. I didn't know it was a 6-win drop, so I remember they went backwards with it. And I remember thinking to myself, there's some talent in this